Yo, Phoenix Insanity here. We back with another video. We got Kale, our Super Saiyan, new female legendary Berserk Super Saiyan, but hey, she wasn't as successful as they wanted her to be. So now we got the new Broly and S and Super. So I had to add this part in because I forgot to explain her passive. But what her passive does if the ally, if I can get the words out, if the ally is within range of your skill, they'll actually get a damage buff to their skill attack. So when I aim at Goku with the skill and I'm holding the skill, then the buff is active. If I move the aim off of Goku, the buff goes away. So it boosts like his Kamehameha, his Meteor Smash, and Kaioken doesn't do damage, so Kaioken won't do any more damage. And it does not boost ultimates or super attacks, only the skills. And I think her passive needs to be reworked because, I mean, it's kind of weird just to like hold this skill here like this. But that's how the boost works. As you can see, it'll work with any of her skills that have enough range. As long as they're within the range, it will give them the buff. So that's how that works. That's how you use her passive. All right, next part after this, whatever's after this. I don't know where I'm putting this in the video, but we got her here. She's a burst damage character. Now, for everybody who's trying to get out here quick, you just want to see what the character to do. Basically, you're just gonna throw energy sphere, and you're gonna do blaster shot, and it does a lot of damage. That's gonna be what her burst damage is. Also, you can do energy spear, and you can do her charge force, and her charge force does increased damage the further you're away from the opponent, and it does max out where you can see the opponent. So if you can't see them, it doesn't do more damage. It does the same amount of damage from about this range. And then also her blaster shot is going to be her big damage. So you want to land this with the charge force, which actually increases how much damage it does. And as you get higher levels, this does do a lot of burst damage. Then her ult is super easy. Literally hit the ult, and then you just start meleeing. And then she has this yellow bar, which is her armor that she gets for her ult. If that runs out or your timer runs out, you'll turn back into regular Kale. So if you get hit by a spirit bomb while you berserk, most likely you will lose that form. Now, for everybody that actually wants to learn about the character on a little deeper level, I got y'all. Basically, energy sphere is going to be the main skill that you want. But your damage isn't dependent on just leveling up your energy sphere. It is a combination of both skills being leveled up. So you can level up whichever one you want first. I would recommend getting energy sphere first, and then going for a charge force because it's easier to farm with, and you're going to get more damage because you can actually fully charge it. And having it fully charged and being far away was going to give you the max damage on that, especially for farming early on. But a lot of the times you're going to be fighting close range with people, and you'll get more damage out of her blaster shot in up close fights. And her blaster shot causes her energy spear to explode in a spear. You see the big blue circle. And then her charge force causes it to do a horizontal or like a cross type explosion, so you can hit people on the sides and hit multiple people. And Kale does do a lot of damage. The hardest thing is that her energy sphere has to be up for her to do a lot of damage, or you have to hit people with the ult, because Kale, with these attacks by themselves, they don't do as much damage as some of the other burst characters. So this is how much level 2 or level 1 blaster shot actually. You see like 2 ticks right there. And wait for G's health to go back up. And then charge force. Most of the time you're going to be a lot closer. You're not going to get max damage on this. And that's how much you get with the skill by itself. All right, so energy shot up close with charge force does a lot more, almost 3 times as much damage as it does from a distance. And that's not even at the full power charge force. I'm sorry, with the blaster shot. And that's how much damage it does with the charge shot, or with the charge force. All right, so you can see that damage there. And then her ult, super easy. She becomes immovable, so she can't be stunned or blocked. And then she actually teleports to the enemy for her hits. So if someone's trying to escape from you with vanishing, they will not be able to get away. All right, but I'd recommend definitely using her ult behind other ults. Because you don't want to get hit during your legendary Super Saiyan, because then you'll lose it and then you'll just be out and you'll be dead. And Kale is a super simple character. That's literally it. The hard thing is that you have to have your energy spear up to actually get damage, and that energy spear does more damage the longer it goes, and it's hard to get people to stand still from that far. Most of the time you're gonna be using this to farm out and steal objectives, or steal like what do you call those Cell Juniors that are 4 stars, or to steal like the XP from the enemy. So that's most what you're gonna use that for. A lot of more of your fights gonna be up close. And now we're going to go over what cards I would recommend for Kale. Kale is kind of squishy, so she does get bursted down quite easily, but that's a lot of attack characters. You could do Super Snowball, as this is always like the one that people like because it's easy, it's consistent, and you don't have to waste a dash. But I would recommend, if you like to burst someone down quick, you should do Lightning Swift based off of the damage. Lightning Swift, you have to Vanish Step to get the damage buff. So here's Charge Force without the damage buff, right? And then here's Charge Force with the damage buff. So that is about 50% more damage, or maybe even double damage. Let's see. Here is her energy spear together with the blaster shot. And then this time we're going to use the card with it. And that's the difference in damage. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get maxed out Super Snowball and show you the damage on that. All right, so I maxed out the Super Snowball. Here's the regular damage on Super Snowball. Her blaster force, you see that? All right, and then here is with the energy sphere, blaster force, max damage, and then I guess I'll show you the charge force as well. Charge force. And then charge force. And then I would recommend the lightning swift, because you get the damage faster. I had to get 4 kills before I get to the damage, which is a little bit more than the lightning swift. But with the lightning swift, I don't need 4 kills. I just get right to doing big damage. I would actually recommend lightning swift for Kale. And then here, you can go with the movement speed boost, because once you burst all your skills, it's really time for you to go. You're not going to be a sustained fighter. You could use prepare to die if you catch someone if you get someone to lower health, you do big damage. You know, sometimes people are in lane and you can get big damage once they hit that halfway health marker. Sometimes they're in lane with half health, so you can finish them off. Giant Slayer would be good for her. If you use her ult, her legendary Super Saiyan, this will give you really good damage at the beginning of the fight. If you just use it while they have full health. But this allows you to skate because you are kind of squishy. And then if you want to, you could pick up the barrier if you want to have a little bit more survivability. And then for this, I would actually recommend going for Backstab, because it greatly shortens the cooldown of your energy spear if you use it when you're first discovered. So what that means is, well, I'll just show you. All right, so this is a regular cooldown on energy sphere. So 8 seconds, right? All right, and then let's put the card on. And then this is going to be the cooldown. So getting discovered is just like whenever enemy sees you on screen. And then there you go. So 8 seconds, that shaved off like 6 seconds. So you'll actually be able to come in, use this, and then you have 2 seconds. You'll be fighting whatever, and then you can use your charge force again and go into your second skill. So I would actually recommend using Backstab over Pursuer, or especially Wicked Warrior. Wicked Warrior will work with your ult, but other than that, or you can go with a defensive card if you want to. But Backstab, I would recommend for her, because you'll get her energy spear back a lot quicker coming into those battles. And then that's it for the cards.